It was a case of what might have been as the Eagles finally lost a Vitality Blast match in Chelmsford in spite of a career-best performance from Michael Pepper, Somerset beating them by 8 wickets. Essex were batting first on the same record-breaking pitch as Friday after losing the toss, and that gave Feroz Kushi an early opportunity to impress. He twice driving Tom Lammonby through the covers in the opening over of the contest, the Eagles starting with 11 runs from it. Peter Siddle enjoyed his time as an Essex player, and he was soon enjoying his return to Chelmsford as he removed Adam Rossington with his second delivery, the batsman gone for 8 in the third over. 23 runs had come from those 3, and the total moved on to 37 for 1 after 5, but the last over of the power play saw the back of Kushi for 16, he clipping Ben Green's first ball straight into the hands of Lammonby in the deep. And then Pepper went after Roland van der Merwe. This, the first 6 of the match, a very wristy sweep. Pepper was again showing off all of his skills, working the ball to all parts of the ground. Only 1 run had been added when Critchley on 8 pulled Lewis Gregory to Lammonby, who held on well diving forward. Paul Walter missed out in the run fest on Friday and looked determined to make up for that as he struck a couple of 4s right at the start of his knock, while Pepper produced another stunning cricket shot to close in on another superb half-century, one he duly completed off 31 deliveries. How he loves playing at this ground. The team 100 was brought up at the start of the 14th over, this shot from Walter having 6 written all over it the moment the ball left the bat. And the same could be said of this, which arrived only 4 deliveries later. The bat speed incredible. The 14th over was a good one, 18 runs coming from it. Walter was clearly in the mood, an effortless shot this time sending the ball from Green over the rope, Essex up to 130 for 3. So the Eagles had to make the most of the final 3 overs, and that is just what Pepper tried to do as he approached his best ever score in this format. 3 balls later, Walter went massive again, the sound of ball on bat, quite beautiful. Next ball he struck his 5th maximum to rush to a 50 off just 26 deliveries. It was a brutal display and had now helped his team to 161 for 3 with 2 to go. But Walter holed out, trying to go big again, his innings of 58 occupying only 29 balls, and he'd given Essex the chance to pass 200 again. However, to the next ball, Dan Sam, so good last time out, was given out, the umpire deciding he'd got a feather off Jack Brooks through to the keeper. Pepper overtook his previous highest score with this audacious stroke. He now needed to have as much strike as possible from the remaining few deliveries. He next flayed Siddle through the offside to move into the 80s. And an edge off a full ball ended the innings. Pepper with 86 of 49 balls, he pushing the total up to 188 for 5. Perhaps because of that, Simon Harmer decided to open the bowling with Aaron Nijar, and it was something that backfired as Will Smead smashed 23 off the target in 1 over to immediately reduce the required rate from 9.5 to nearer 8.5. They did, however, love this. Smead out without adding any more to his 22, and Nick off Sam's, gleefully held behind by Rossington. If Pepper hadn't already had a day to remember, he then added this. An absolutely sensational catch that he really had no right to cling on to. It gave Ben Allison a wicket with his second ball. At the end of the power play, they were on 51 for 2, and Riley Russo had been dropped. Allison had been the unlucky bowler, and his second over now went for 21 runs. Russo soon making Essex pay for their profligacy. Not even Harmer could stop his fellow countrymen. The spinner's first delivery also deposited into the crowd. Russo was into the 30s from only 13 balls. 8 overs gone, and the visitors had raced to 82 for 2 and now had their noses in front, and there was no sign of any let-up as Tom Abel also went large. Nijar was back on and found his second over no easier than his first, the South African hitting 2 more maximums of successive deliveries to complete another 50 this summer, this one using up only 19 balls. The match was slipping away quickly, the rate required down to a run a ball, and with Russo hitting the ball so hard and so often, the end was nigh. Abel was also in terrific touch, although he too was put down on 45 just after this well-timed stroke. Russo came to Essex with more than 350 runs under his belt this summer in the Blast at a strike rate in the 180s. Another 6 had him on 72 from 31 on this occasion. Only 23 runs were needed with 5 overs remaining, and the Somerset skipper Abel went after his opposite number. The winning runs were hit with 15 balls to spare, Russo finishing it off in style with his 7th 6. He ended unbeaten on 85, made from 36 balls, while Abel made 62 from 46. Somerset's victory was claimed by 8 wickets. The Eagles will look back on some missed opportunities against a very good outfit. They now have 2 big games ahead of them this week, the next at Lord's on Thursday.